Welcome to this explainer. Right now, we're looking at an absolute game changer for anyone who's ever sat staring at a blinking cursor, desperately trying to write a scientific article. We are introducing the ultimate dynamic duo for conquering academic writing, Google NotebookLM and Claude AI. Look, if you've ever felt completely overwhelmed by literature reviews, or you're just terrified of an AI making up fake citations, you are in the exact right place. We're going to show you exactly how to pair these two tools up to take you from a massive, messy pile of research all the way to a clear, submission-ready draft.
Here's the roadmap for this explainer. First, the academic writing struggle. Second, two tools, two strengths. Third, the five-stage workflow. Fourth, ready-to-use prompts. And finally, ethics and academic integrity.
Okay, let's dive straight into Section 1, the academic writing struggle. And specifically, why is it so incredibly hard? I mean, seriously, ask yourself, why does writing an academic paper feel so overwhelmingly difficult? It's a question that plagues practically everyone in academia at some point. And it's rarely about a lack of knowledge or effort. Honestly, it's about a deeply flawed, cognitively overloading process that really just hasn't changed much in decades.
There are really four core challenges going on here. First, you have zero time but literally dozens of papers piling up, which makes it almost impossible to trace a common thread across all those different studies. Second, because of that massive pile, struggling to pinpoint a genuinely relevant research gap becomes this huge hurdle. Third, even when your ideas are absolutely brilliant, translating them into that stiff, formal academic language, that is its own exhausting skill. And fourth, and this is the big one, the most paralyzing fear for modern writers, is the risk of hallucinated citations. The sheer terror that an AI is going to just invent a source out of thin air is enough to keep most researchers away from these tools entirely.
So, how do we actually fix this? Well, that brings us to Section 2, two tools, two strengths, the dynamic duo.
To solve these highly specific challenges safely, one generic AI is just not going to cut it. You actually need two specialized tools working together. First, think of Google NotebookLM as your dedicated analytical researcher. It reads multiple sources at once, and crucially, its answers always stay perfectly grounded in your specific documents. Then think of Claude AI as your eloquent writer. Claude is uniquely built to structure an outline, write in polished academic language, and edit your logic like a seasoned peer reviewer.
When you map out these activities side by side, it is so obvious why we have to separate these roles. NotebookLM is perfect for digesting papers, finding gaps from your sources, and ensuring citation accuracy back to your original PDFs. It just doesn't fabricate. But NotebookLM is definitely not great at building paper structures or writing fluid sentences. That's where Claude AI steps in. Claude is the absolute best fit for building your outline, writing those academic sentences, and editing your grammar. Listen, if you swap these roles, the whole system breaks down completely, but together, they are flawless. All right, now that we know our key players, let's get highly actionable with Section 3, the five-stage workflow, taking you from gathering to finalizing.
Let's walk through this chronological journey. It's a clear five-stage workflow. 1. Gather sources. 2. Explore and understand. 3. Build the outline. 4. Write the draft. And 5. Edit and finalize. The golden rule to remember here: Stages 1 and 2 belong entirely to NotebookLM for the research phase, while Stages 3 through 5 belong exclusively to Claude for the actual writing.
Breaking down Stage 1, this is where you create a dedicated notebook in Google NotebookLM and upload 5 to 15 highly relevant PDFs or articles. A quick pro tip: keep it to one notebook per research topic so the AI stays hyper-focused. Once they're uploaded, you just sit back and let NotebookLM generate an automatic overview of the themes, the methods, and the key findings across all those selected sources.
Moving right into Stage 2, you use NotebookLM to explore and truly understand the literature, so you can pinpoint that elusive research gap. You ask it questions to identify contradictions or limitations across the studies. And here is why this matters so much. Because of how NotebookLM is built, every single answer it gives you comes with a direct page and source reference. This means minimal risk of hallucination. You literally just click the citation and see exactly where that insight lived in your original PDF.
Now, Stage 3. This is where the crucial baton pass happens. You take all those brilliant, verified, grounded insights you just got from NotebookLM and you bring them right over to Claude AI. You ask Claude to use those insights to build a structured outline. For scientific articles, you're generally going to ask it to follow the classic IMRAD structure, laying it all out logically, from introduction to methods to results and finally discussion.
Here is the real secret to stage 4. When you start writing the graph section by section, you absolutely do not ask Claude to invent data. No way. Instead, you supply the original data and the findings you gathered, and Claude merely acts as your facilitator. It just helps you with the formal academic phrasing, the overall flow, and making sure the transitions between your paragraphs are perfectly smooth.
Finally, stage 5, edit and finalize. Here, you ask Claude to act like a critical journal referee. You want it to aggressively read what you've put together to spot any weak claims, logical leaps, or repetitive sections. You can also use Claude here to confidently format your reference list into APA 7 or IEEE style, and even have it generate a tight, cohesive abstract straight from your final draft.
To make this incredibly easy for you, we're moving right into section 4, ready-to-use prompts. These are basically your cheat codes.
Let's look at a powerhouse prompt for NotebookLM back in stage 2. You type exactly this. Identify research gaps that are explicitly stated or implied by contradictions across the sources in this notebook. Rank them by relevance to my topic. This prompt is pure magic, honestly. It forces the AI to look at implied contradictions and surface true, hidden insights backed by actual page citations from your PDFs, instead of just spitting out generic academic fluff. Now, the crucial point is, when you move over to Claude, your prompts have to change entirely. For that stage 5 editing phase, you type, read the following discussion draft as a critical journal reviewer. Identify unsupported claims, logical leaps, and repetitive sections. Give notes per paragraph. Don't rewrite it. Did you catch that ending? We're commanding Claude to critique and edit, not to blindly rewrite your hard work into some robotic voice.
As amazing and efficient as this workflow is, we do have to talk about Section 5, Ethics and Academic Integrity.
Let's hammer home these 5 ground rules so we stay perfectly on track and maintain credibility. Number 1, use NotebookLM for facts and Claude for structure. Do not swap their roles. 2, always verify your citations against the original PDF before submitting, because AI can still misattribute claims. 3, your data absolutely must be your own. AI helps you write, it does not fabricate data for you. 4, always check your institution's specific policy on AI use and disclose it if required. And 5, never paste AI output verbatim. Read it over carefully, ensure it actually sounds like your authentic voice.
To quickly summarize those best practices, do verify every single citation against the original source, do use AI to clarify your thoughts, and do proactively disclose your AI use. Conversely, don't ever copy-paste AI drafts blindly without reading them, absolutely don't use AI-fabricated data, and never ignore your institution's academic integrity policies. Any claims you don't verify risk being flagged as plagiarism or a massive scientific error.
Ultimately, it all comes down to this core philosophy. AI assists your writing. It doesn't replace the researcher. Deep research with NotebookLM, paired seamlessly with clear writing from Claude AI, is an incredibly powerful process. But remember, the final result is still yours. It has to be honest to your sources and honest to your process. So, armed with this dynamic workflow and these clear guardrails, are you ready to take control of your research process and let AI assist you in finally publishing that scientific paper?